What are your instant regret moments with your SO? Reddit Opinion 1. My girlfriend showed me a picture from her college track star days. Over the last few years, we've grown, more in love, and before my brain could process an intelligent response, I just blurted out, "Man, you used to be so skinny." "Oh, okay," she says as she walks away. Reddit Opinion 2. I went to swipe a wasp away from my now wife on our first date. I accidentally slapped her, and then when I went to check if she was okay, I elbowed her, bringing my arm back down. Also, around the 5th date, I was carrying the bags back to the car, and my wife asked if she could help as she was only carrying one bag. I replied, "No, it's fine. You're carrying enough weight already." She stopped dead and just stared at me while she processed this. She took it all very well, but likes to remind me occasionally. Reddit Opinion 3. This one wasn't me, but my sister. Sorry, girlfriend. She and her boyfriend had spent the night together for the first time, and she has a sensitive stomach and is frequently gassy. She woke up early and felt the urge to fart, and remembered that a friend had told her that if she scooches to the edge of the bed, pointing her butt out of the covers and uses her hand to slightly spread her butt cheeks, it would be silent and wouldn't be trapped under the covers. So she did exactly that, and heard her new boyfriend say, what just happened?" She didn't realize a mirrored closet was behind her, and he had watched the entire thing. They are now happily married and trying to start a family. Reddit Opinion 4. My girlfriend had a problem with super puffy hands and fingers after running. "Wow, your arms, biceps, look so puffy." She looked at me and said, "My arms have never been puffy." Also, the time she wanted my honest opinion on her purple lipstick. There were a lot of tears. Reddit Opinion 5. My boyfriend and I talked about glasses frames because I need new ones. Him, "What do you think about clear ones?" Me, "Nah, aren't those out of style now? I think they make people's faces look bad." Him, "Oh." Guess who has clear frames and walked away sadly into the kitchen? I still feel bad. Normally, he wears contacts. Reddit Opinion 6. I was playing with my SO's penis while watching TV, just casually getting him in the mood. It's soft, and I turned to him and said, "Aw, I love your little willy." I meant it similarly to "Aw, I love my little cat." But fuck me, he remembers that shit 8 years on. Reddit Opinion 7. One day, my girlfriend was texting me, complaining about dealing with a certain coworker. The things she was complaining about were rather small, and I wasn't in a great mood, and just wasn't ready to deal with it, as I was also busy at work. So I made the mistake of texting her, "Hey, just relax." As soon as I saw the text sent, I knew I had messed up badly. Reddit Opinion 8. I was 17, and my girlfriend was packing for a trip. We were talking about the combination she should use for her luggage, and I suggested using the date of my birthday, since her birthday would be too obvious. She says, "Oh, I already set it to October 13. And me, in my infinite wisdom, deadass said, "But why? That's an insignificant date." Her face went through half a dozen expressions in 1 second, each more terrifying than the last. At that moment, I suddenly remembered that was the day of our first date. Luckily, before she could murder me right there, I quickly blurted out, "Wait, that's the day we started going out," and all was forgiven. Reddit Opinion 9. First date with now wife. Thai food. Great. We loved it. Awesome time. Dropped her off at home. Went inside to talk more since it was winter. After a 13-hour workday and a date, I promptly passed out. About an hour later, she's on the other couch, dozing and watching me sleep. Well, what I haven't mentioned is that thy food does a few things for me. Makes me insanely sleepy. Gives me loud farts. I had been holding one in repeatedly for the better part of 2 hours. I have PTSD and regularly jerk awake, ready to fight. There I am, sleeping with her, peacefully dozing, when, incredibly, that same fart decides to pull a sneaky escape. Due to the noise, I jerk awake and start swinging from the fart or the instant giggling from the other couch. I instantly realize what's happened and act like I'm asleep still. 10 years and 4 kids later, I still cringe about it. Probably not anything but cringy embarrassment. This might not be what you were looking for in the OP, but I think about it randomly once a week. Reddit opinion 10. I have a good one. Backstory. A girl in our town killed herself when she was 16. She set it up so her ex-boyfriend would find her to make him feel guilty for breaking up with her the day before. I never knew her. One night in my dorm, my now husband, but at the time, we had only been together a month, we're talking. Somehow, she came up. I said, yeah, she's an asshole to have done that. He was pissed off, and his whole attitude changed, and he said, you mean my cousin? I still cringe when I think about it. Reddit opinion 11. Took video footage of an unstable ex who'd blow up at me for no reason periodically. And when she calmed down, I showed it to her. You can imagine the reaction. It was considered an act of assholeness, not justifying why I was right, which I understand from her view. That's when I knew it was over. I'm sure I got the idea from Everybody Loves Raymond. And that's how it went down, badly. Reddit opinion 12. Sometimes I get an idea that feels hilarious, but isn't. One time, I took my girlfriend of 2.5 years to a fancy restaurant. The napkins were black, so for some reason, I thought I could fold it up like an engagement ring box and fake propose. So I did. I laugh as I fold the napkin into a box shape. I quickly dropped out of my seat on one knee at the table's edge and said, "You're my best friend and the love of my life." And in that instant, I knew what I had done. I saw her light up to the highest of highs and immediately drop into the lowest of lows. The rest of the dinner was awkward, but she forgave me. We got engaged for real a year later, and we've been married 4 years now and are expecting a little girl in January. It all worked out despite me. Reddit opinion 13. I'm 5'0". My boyfriend and I were at a party, and I met a friend of his called Tanya. Conversation in the car after the party. Me, wow, Tanya is really sweet, and she's hot. Him, well, she's short, so she automatically falls into the cute category. My 5'0" ass then just said, "Oh." He immediately realized what he said and frantically tried to backpedal. It was pretty funny. I was not offended. But I did bring it up every so often to annoy him. Reddit opinion 14. I have been with a woman for 7 years now, pretty much since we were teens. I have always told her I wasn't ticklish. Of course, she has tested this theory many times, and I always keep a straight face just long enough for her to lose interest and stop tickling because it seems ineffective. I told her this. After all, I didn't want her to hold the precarious power over me because I knew she would abuse it. It started as a joke to myself, and I never thought I'd last this long, pretending not to be ticklish. Maybe about a year ago, I thought, this is silly to keep this up. I should tell her I'm laughing when she tries to tickle me. So I did. I told her I was ticklish, and now she tickles me. The end. Reddit opinion 15. So my ex was a random bar hookup that turned into a relationship. The second or third time hooking up. Seeing each other, we finished up and he proceeded to say something along the lines of, "Wow, that was the best I've ever had." To which I responded, jokingly, because I'm awkward and stupid. And to be honest, didn't want him to get cocky. Yeah, that was great. Definitely top 5. I thought I was playing hard to get, but I gave him a complex instead. And it didn't help that he was recently out of a 9-year relationship to which he lost his 20s, and I had been single for years. so I had naturally been with more people than him. The relationship never should have progressed past that point. But it did, and that moment got brought up all the damn time. We never had a chance. Reddit opinion 16. Oh, the pain. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was lying on the bed, and she was reading. My dog decided she wanted to hump the crap out of my leg. Of course, my wife thought this was funnier than hell, so being my genius, I tried to explain what it meant, and that it was nothing sexual. Big mistake. I explained that she did it because she was trying to establish dominance over me and that it is normal behavior for dogs. It's been about 7 years since that decision. I now have to live every day wondering when I will get the shit dry humped out of me. Now. Wife thinks dominating me is the best thing since sliced bread. I had hoped that she would have lost interest. But nope. For 7 years, I get dominated while I wash dishes when I'm trying to read, before I wake up, in the shower, in public, when she thinks no one is looking. 7 fucking years. Edit. Quick update. It just happened again for the 3rd time today. I bent down to tie my shoes and my wife ambushed me, dominated me from behind and sang, "Oh, hot damn. This is my jam. Keep me partying till the A." Oh, don't understand. Make me throw my hands in the air. Ayer. Reddit opinion 17. Not so instant, but my one regret. A lifetime ago, my SO asked me to walk her to work as she was nervous about her safety. We'd argued and, like an ass, I refused. Nothing happened to her, but I knew deep in my heart that I had let us both down terribly. We broke up soon after. I had the opportunity to apologize more than a decade later, and she'd forgotten about it. But I never did. It was one of my worst moments, and maybe my only regret. But I learned from it. And I never let down subsequent partners like that again. Reddit opinion 18. I'm late to the game here, but about 2 weeks after the ex-wife and I got married, she went to get her hair trimmed. To set the stage, my ex is a tall woman, about 5'10", with super long hair down to her butt. So she gets her hair cut and plans to meet at the mall when she's done. She came around the corner, and the first words out of my mouth were, "What did you do?" She had cut her hair to above shoulder length, and I was unprepared for that dramatic change. Reddit opinion 19. No SO at the moment, but my ex and I had a few points of tension, and one was usually her dog. She'd never trained it. It was disgusting, etc. This was always a big problem for me when my dog was trained and respectful. She'd mentioned kids once, and I said, "You can't even train a dog. How are you going to raise a kid?" I instantly felt bad, but I also wasn't wrong. I didn't mean to be mean, but in my head, those two things connected, and I was like, well, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Go ahead and say it, you idiot. I apologized, and for a while, she tried with the dog. I think she knew I had a point, but it didn't make what I said sting any less. I hope they're both doing better. Reddit opinion 20. We work together. Different areas of the building. I'm training a new girl. She grew up in the same town, predominantly Spanish, as my girlfriend. We start talking about food and restaurants. She asks if I have ever been to insert Spanish restaurant. I wasn't sure. So I said, "You know what? Come with me. I'll ask my girl and introduce you to her." I guess that pissed her off pretty badly. For 3 days, she kept bringing it up, being snarky with me and saying shit like, "You take your new señorita to that restaurant yet." The new girl is a lesbian and has a girlfriend. Reddit opinion 21. I worked at a job where my girlfriend at the time was the third Jane, fake name, to work there. We were at an employee get-together reminiscing about old employees, and someone brought up one of the other Janes. Neither worked there anymore. And I stupidly said, "What about the third Jane?" It went something like this. Me. Do you remember the other Jane? Other employee. I don't know. Me. You know, the taller, skinny one. We all stopped talking, looked at my girlfriend, and everyone gave me shit the rest of the day. She was not pleased. Thank you so much for watching. Your time and attention mean a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I would be happy about a like. Please share your opinion about the posts in the comments. Also, subscribe to my channel and activate the bell. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.